Yeah, go ahead and so you have a. What are you active on? You active on IG? Okay. Yeah. What's your handle?
Enric underscore GT350.
Enric underscore 350. Okay.
Yeah.
Underscore GT 350. Okay. All right. So just let's talk about your car. Just tell me about it.
Yeah, definitely. So this is a 1995 RX-7 FD.
Okay.
Originally came from Oregon.
Gotcha.
That's why all the white spots on the hood, that's probably all just salt drying. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, one of 500. You could tell on the VIN.
Okay.
Like the last digits on the VIN.
Yeah, I think that's the VIN right there too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You see how it's like 446.
So 446 of 500.
Of 500 in black.
Okay. Right on.
The even harder color to find, if I recall correctly, is the yellow.
Okay.
In 95. Everything is OEM as much as possible.
Okay.
Only aftermarket stuff would be the intake ram.
Okay.
The intercooler.
Right.
This is homemade.
Okay.
I was just fucking around with the carbon fiber parts, and I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
Build that shit, you know?
Yeah,
like,
looks good.
1 year of you doing nothing with COVID, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
If you ain't about to learn shit, you know? Like,
right.
You know?
Yeah. Make use of the extra time
Exactly.
that you have. Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
So, but yeah, it's got your typical FD.
Sounds healthy.
Really good.
Yeah. So some original FD.
Yeah. Most parts are OEMs. The only thing I replace apex seals.
Okay.
If you don't know how rotary works, think of apex seals as head gaskets.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So you replace that, you're golden.
Right. Okay.
Car handles really well, but there's no power.
And I think
it's a momentum car.
Right. And you mentioned earlier with you in it, 2,900 pounds curb weight. So a lot of potential in terms of trackability, just tracking in general. Now I'm not too familiar with rotor engines, but one thing I did notice is the interesting looking condenser radiator heat exchanger. So kind of talk about how that is maybe different than, let's say, a normal or a conventional engine where you have coolant that flows through it. Is that a dry
no,
system,
it's actually a wet system. So actually no, the intercooler itself is a dry system. Okay. So the way it works, there's turbos there, and then it would actually go up in here, and then right here is where it cools all the air.
Gotcha.
And then it goes to the engine, and then that's what makes power.
Okay.
You will see, you probably won't see them much.
Tucked away back there.
Yeah. There's one turbo here and then one turbo there.
Okay.
So the intake, if you remove this, there's actually 4 openings.
Right.
One of them would be for the blow-off valve. 2 of them are, so these 2 bigger inlets are intakes for your turbos.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
Pretty interesting design.
Yeah.
If you end up disassembling the car, I kid you not, one person could lift the whole entire engine.
Wow.
It is pretty freaking light.
Which is a huge advantage when you're out there.
Because it's not front end heavy.
Right.
So,
most cars, plow more than what we think. We're used to cars with, front engine and even aluminum, block. Like this car's been a very popular candidate for an LS swap. And even with that, because of the weight of this engine, it definitely makes sense. So, and then so basically, I think you said you've owned it. You've owned it recently, maybe last 6 months.
Yeah.
So
6 months.
what all have you done to it? Like what? So you mentioned the box, but I guess you said it wasn't working.
It wasn't working. So that was spark plugs were the first thing that I needed to replace.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I don't exactly know why I had to replace those very often, but so far from what the previous owner had told me, every 10,000 miles you replace spark plugs, all 4 of them.
Gotcha. What are you running, like an NGK? Or?
Yeah, because it had the OEM 16 inches.
Yeah. Are you on 17s now?
They are 17s
now.
They weigh, surprisingly, these RPF ones weigh lighter than the 16 inches.
Okay.
The RX on there just looks weird, so I just took them off.
235, 45, 17.
That is, yeah.
Ventus V12 Evo 2.
Yep. Running square set.
Okay, so square stance.
Square stance.
Okay.
The reason being is
over understeer dials it out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. And then is it I'd imagine it's independent rear suspension?
Yes.
Okay.
IRS.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember if the previous owner replaced the rear
half
coilovers.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But I know for the front, these are aftermarket.
Okay, so it's on an actual coilover.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you remember what unit he ran?
If I recall correctly, the green ones.
I'm just gonna throw Takako, Mishimoto.
Keep going.
I'm drawing.
Tane coilovers.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Right on.
I was like, what?
Right. So just as a side note, me so my most of the genre that I follow is domestic. So I'm aware of some of the overseas manufacturers, but you know I have limited knowledge in that. Majority of my stuff's domestic, but I understand like the translation, you know, if you will. This has been tracked. So what tracks you ran it on? What kind of lap times? How's that been for you?
Lap times in this thing, it was so scary. At Laguna Seca, I ran a 148. Okay. Which for anyone out there, yes, is a very, very slow time.
Okay.
If like, you know, if for someone like me who's been driving at Laguna for quite a while, right, 148 is a slow time. Although most people will be very happy at 148. Yeah. But like, just know on the GT350, I run like a 138.
Okay, so that's
like
that's
a full
huge,
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a huge time split.
Very, very balanced. This is one of those cars where the less you use your brakes, the faster you're going. Okay. Although that sounds very logical, well, duh, if you're not using your brakes. But like, what I mean by that is like when you take that corner, the less you stop on your brakes, the less you will have to stop on your gas, which means there's no lag in between.
So it's almost like, does that mean like translating carry your speed? Yeah. If you learn how to carry your speed in and out of corners, then you can use the gas more, I guess, sparingly, but it's actually so smoother, maybe it's faster, somewhere in there.
Smoother is always fast.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll kind of wrap up here. But so we kind of know where the car is now. What's your plan with the car, like long term? Where do you want the car to be? What do you want to do with the car? Are there any changes you want to make? What's that like for you?
For sure. I want to get matching. So the front bumper, for those who don't know, that's a 99 spec. Okay. Spirit Type R. Right. That actually came from Japan. So the OEM bumper had like a scratch on it. Yep. Insurance gave him money for it. So that's how he was able to get. And
I will say, if we're talking about this piece here versus here, they did a good job blending it too. Oh. And had you not told me, honestly, unless I was really looking for it, I probably would not have seen it. So I think that's a really good job they did there. Cool. And so it looks like original seats.
Everything is. Oh, sorry. Please forgive the ride.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I'm sure, just because of the following this car has, and the people who know this car, I think they'll just appreciate it and kind of see the originality of it, the simplicity. To me, I'm going to say this, but it reminds me a lot of the Vet. A lot of similar characters.
The C5 Corvette.
Yeah, and just a smaller package. Exactly. And so I think drivers appreciate this, and it's just something something good for folks to see. So I'll let you put out your IG handle one more time, and then go ahead and plug your IG handle. Any performance shops, any entities, anybody you want to plug, I'll let you plug it.
IG is Enric_GT350. Okay. As far as performance shops, there's quite a few out there. Okay.
Don't have to, because we're in funny unique times, and so we don't have to go there. So yeah, I appreciate your time. For those of you listening, please follow along with the channel, rdubfalco on YouTube, rdubfalco on Instagram. And again, here from live here, we're at the grand opening of the Mad Rapper here in Vacaville. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys soon.